everyone, and welcome back to the Happy Power channel. Today's date is 7/16/2020, and today we have for you guys today's discussion video. Now this one's actually quite significant as it does actually feature and tease a lot of upcoming features for Fortnite Battle Royale inside of Chapter 2. Now this will be upcoming either next season or throughout fall, which is all the way into Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 3, 4, 5, and possibly even 6. So a lot of the stuff we're talking about in today's video, it's definitely some massive changes for graphics, water features, waves, and even a brand new cloud system. So I truly hope you guys end up enjoying this video, and if you guys do, please show your support by liking today's video, as well as making sure you guys are in fact subscribed with notifications on. Also, like always, I do giveaways every single Friday, so to enter this Friday, like today's video, subscribe with notifications on, and comment down below with your Epic Games name and your display name. I wish you guys all the best of luck, and let's just hop directly into today's discussion video. Alright, so some context before we get into the actual Fortnite video and all the info about the upcoming chapters and seasons. If you guys do not know, Unreal Fest 2020 has just taken place online. Obviously, they could have done it in person, but thanks to the virus, that is definitely not possible. However, they did it online with massive live streams and showcased off a whole bunch of stuff from Fortnite devs and several other devs from different games who use Unreal Engine, which is owned by Epic Games. And if you guys have no idea what that is, it's basically like the physics in the game, the cloud system, the graphics, everything is run off Unreal Engine, and thanks to Unreal Engine, we see Fortnite in the way that it is today. Like the brand new events, the graphics updates, and everything possible is all thanks to Unreal Engine. So inside this massive 2020 event, a bunch of Fortnite devs actually came together to showcase off how they made the Chapter 2 map. And luckily for you guys and for all of us, they also showed some future features that are now coming in the future of Fortnite, and it could be in Chapter 2, Season 3, Season 4, Season 5, and so on and so forth. So very far ahead, but it also could be relatively soon. So here's the road to next gen according to 4.25, and that's the update for current Unreal Engine, but it says 4.25 plus maintained throughout the year. Additional support for next gen platform features, optimizations and fixes for next gen platform support, focus on stability, performance, and minimum API changes. Launch titles should plan to ship on 4.25 plus. And you guys can definitely tell the next upcoming update is actually 4.26, which we are going to focus on in today's video, as of course that was the main topic of Unreal Fest 2020. So that's the context behind all this stuff, but let's get to the good stuff. So it goes like this: 4.25, aka Unreal Engine 5, is basically a huge slideshow. So it went from landscaping, water system updates in 4.26, fluid simulation updates, sky and atmosphere, and basically general editing of Chapter 2, which of course includes grid-based editing, paintable actors, architectural scattering, and one file per actor, which is essentially stuff you guys do not need to know about. It is simply for devs and artists to actually mess around with the Fortnite map and essentially just make the Fortnite map in general. So we're going to skip a lot of stuff that's super nerdy and has nothing to do with most of you guys, so we're just simply going to focus on the brand new features. But like always, the full link is down below if you guys want to watch the full video to Unreal Fest 2020, which goes super in depth about Fortnite stuff and super nerdy stuff with architecture, the building of Chapter 2, and several other things. So important stuff upcoming in Unreal Engine 5, aka 4.26 update. Here is the water system update. We can actually tell in the background video, they're actually teasing a brand new wave feature. Now, honestly, I cannot say this word, but this brand new wave feature looks absolutely phenomenal, and it will definitely change the way we actually play Fortnite in general. Now, obviously, Epic Games does not like to use super realistic water, but with this brand new update, they have the possibility of using super hyper realistic waves and water features. So that could be a feature for Chapter 2 or even all the way into Chapter 3 if they decide to go to a super realistic route. Also, some brand new features are actually the water system, which of course uses custom brushes. You guys can draw on lakes, rivers, and oceans and islands, and basically it interacts with the gameplay of the game in general. So if you guys use Unreal Engine 4.26 and you guys are an Epic Games dev, you have the possibility of actually building your own maps and basically morphing canals and lakes and rivers into the way you guys actually want them, which is kind of confusing to say, but watch this in the background video. So there's definitely a lot of brand new features for upcoming ways to customize the map for future updates and of course future seasons. So the Epic Games devs are definitely going to make a lot of updates during this chapter. And by the way, if you guys have not noticed, this is actually an early version of the Chapter 2 map that was teased way before they even actually released it. So if you guys have no idea, this was actually recorded before they actually released the official map. So all the stuff you guys are seeing is essentially the beta map as they were building it and basically commentating over it. So pretty crazy stuff right there in general. And before we go further, this also explains why the cutscene in Chapter 2 actually shows a plane crash at Slurpy Swamps. I guess it was originally planned this way, but they decided to move it in the final update / release of Chapter 2 in general. So also pretty interesting stuff right there. We are learning a lot of stuff in this video and actually explains a lot of stuff from the trailers and why they did not make sense to the current maps. Now some more features for water. These are actually probably the biggest changes of this video. So water will actually have a brand new integrated system where basically if you guys go through it, it will now interact with you guys. Meaning that motion now reacts to you, the character, but also if you guys walk through a foamy looking water, it will actually disperse as you guys walk through it. Now obviously the Epic Games dev can explain it better, so I'm going to leave it with him, and here's that clip.
And our last water topic is fluid simulation. The water system includes a built-in fluid simulation tool that allows character, vehicle, and weapon interactions. The fluid also responds to the terrain, such as reflecting ripples off the shore and being affected by river flow maps. This video demonstrates some of the fluid interactions in Fortnite. Weapons and character movements disturb the water and the foam on the surface of the water. The simulation is performed in a local range around the player, and it can be affected by a set number of other nearby players as well. The simulation can also be affected by the river flow maps that are generated by editing the water spline points. This causes the ripples to flow downstream, as you would expect. Here, a debug command is entered to show the character fluid force. We basically draw a stick figure shape by supplying bone locations and rendering them as capsules in a material. Boats use a simpler fluid force type that is a simple texture-based shape defined by an effects artist that is attached to the boat mesh. With the boat, we can cause much larger ripples and clear larger paths in the foam. The fluid simulation helps add to the feel of the player interacting with the world as they drive the vehicle. Here we take a look at how the foam erasing effect is done. Our fluid sim actually has two channels, a red channel and a green channel. The red channel is a standard fluid solver. You can actually find a similar example in the Content Examples project by loading the Blueprint Render to Target map. For the green channel, we perform a diffusion or a blur step that has a minor feedback from the red channel applied. This green channel is then used to subtract from the opacity of foam in the water.
Alright, so you guys can definitely tell those are actually extremely awesome physical changes, and it actually makes the graphics look extremely well, and it makes the gameplay feel a lot more cleaner. Now this also opens up a lot of room for tracking people essentially. We can now see if someone has walked through this area by tracking essentially the foam being gone inside the water next to the shores. So it will allow you guys to actually see if someone's been this way or a team has been this way and essentially track their way and track their rotations. So again, awesome stuff right there. Definitely is going to change a lot of different gameplays for pro players. Now the fluid simulation even goes further, so obviously this is actually based around Chapter 1's map, but obviously these features are for the upcoming Chapter 2, Season 3, Season 4, Season 5, but basically just so you guys know, it releases in fall. So even though the simulations in the background video are based around the Chapter 1 map, all the stuff you guys see do apply to the current Chapter 2 map and will apply in 4.26 updates or Unreal Engine 5's update. So here are some more updates for water when it comes to Slurpy Swamps and several other locations.
The swamp biome also makes interesting use of the fluid diffusion channel by making moving objects clear a path in the pond scum. This can provide some visual interest when wading through the swamp as a player or driving through in the boat. It also uses the same method to create a glow effect in the slurp juice that is spilled throughout the swamp.
So you guys can most likely tell these changes are absolutely just fantastic, and again, they will definitely change the way we play Fortnite and essentially just everything. Now here's some more awesome stuff. Sky and Atmosphere update, and actually Fortnite is actually using the 4.25 Atmosphere update in Chapter 2. But not only that, we now have the upcoming volumetric cloud system update, which of course will be featured in 4.26 as well. And if you guys want to see a great look at this, they actually used it as a teaser in the Chapter 2 Season 3 trailer, in the Chapter 2 Season 3 cinematic trailer. Roll that clip. So you guys can definitely tell they're definitely working on making the game a lot more beautiful and making the game a little bit more realistic and essentially lighter on the eyes. I really love what they're trying to do with the game of Fortnite, and I'm really curious to see what else they have in store, because Unreal Engine 4.26 allows creators and devs of Fortnite to basically customize their own Fortnite maps. So we could actually be seeing maybe the return of the old Fortnite map, or even some new custom maps for creative mode and several other LTMs. Now there is tons and tons and tons of more nerdy stuff, but those are the most important stuff. There's a fluid update for Fortnite, as well as graphics updates that are probably upcoming in 4.26, and several other things. So to watch the full video to get as much information as possible and all the nerdy stuff that goes into architecture, artwork, and all the custom landscaping, click the link in the description down below and watch it for yourself. But just so you guys know, it's like about an hour or two long. Now, unfortunately, guys, we ran out of time. I do not want to make these videos too long. I try to cover the most important stuff, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it was actually entertaining and helpful. But I post every single day, 7 days a week. So to support me, use my credit code ALTSMARS in the Fortnite item shop, as well as subscribe with notifications on. I wish you guys all the best of luck in this week's giveaway, and as always, stay happy and have a great rest of your days.